What if the reason you feel stuck in your job isn't because you lack talent? It's because you were conditioned to believe this is as good as it gets. Conditioned to believe stability is safety, a paycheck equals security, and wanting more is somehow unrealistic. So you stay. You tolerate the stress. You ignore the voice inside you that keeps asking, is this really my life? But something is shifting right now. More people are realizing there's another path. And the people who are willing to see it are starting to build income and freedom outside of their job, alongside their job. If you're new here, my name is Catherine, and I help women understand how to build digital businesses on the side of their job using the skills, knowledge, and life experience they already have. Because the truth is, most people don't feel stuck because they lack ability. They feel stuck because they've been conditioned to follow the one path, the traditional path. But once you see the conditioning, you can start breaking it. Before we go further, if you've been feeling the pull toward doing something of your own, I created a guide to help you start thinking differently about your skills and what they could become. It's called Tap into Your Zone of Genius and Monetize It. It will help you to see how the experience you already have could become the foundation of your own business. You can download it. The link is in the description below. So getting back to what we're talking about, let me tell you what it actually feels like for someone who has been unhappy in their job for years. They wake up every morning thinking, this can't be the rest of my life. But then the fear shows up, the conditioning shows up, and it keeps them stuck. I would like to give you 7 reasons that conditioning keeps people stuck. You may or may not identify with them, but we'll see. The first reason is, what if I fail? This is the biggest one. When you spent years in structured environments where mistakes are punished, your brain starts believing failure is dangerous. So instead of trying something new, you stay in something that makes you miserable. But the truth is, failure isn't what ruins lives. Regret does. The second reason that keeps people stuck is the thinking of, I'm too old to start over. People in their 40s, 50s, and beyond often think they've missed their chance. But what they don't realize is that experience is exactly what makes them valuable. The life lessons, the professional skills, the things you've navigated and overcome. Those are things people are willing to learn from. You have valuable experience, and your experience could help others who are struggling with what you have overcome. Here's the third reason that many people stay stuck is thinking, I don't know what business I could even start. This is a huge mental block. People assume starting a business means inventing something revolutionary, but most successful digital businesses are built around something much simpler, helping people solve problems you already understand. And that is what business is all about, solving a problem, bringing a solution. So if you have knowledge, you have life experience that you have been successful at, there are people who are still struggling. Your knowledge, your life experience, you can help them. That becomes your business. The fourth reason that many people stay stuck is the thinking of, what if people judge me? This is the silent fear. You think about, what will coworkers think? What will friends think? What will family think? But the people judging you aren't paying your bills. I'm going to say that again. The people that are judging you, they are not paying your bills and they're not living your life. So if you want something different, don't worry about the people you think are judging you, because most of the time people don't even have time to think about what you're doing because they have their own lives to live. And why would you be worried about what people are thinking when your goal is to have a better life and that's what you want to do? Here is the fifth reason why most people stay stuck. It's the thinking of, I need more certainty. Corporate careers train us to wait for certainty. And if you're outside of corporate, there are certain behaviors that you have adopted because of the work environment. A lot of it comes from the clear job descriptions or the clear promotions or the clear paths. So you only see what has been presented before you as your path. Entrepreneurship doesn't work that way, but neither does the modern job market anymore. The ideal of certainty is already gone. And that is something that I am really trying to help you to understand, that things have changed, the workplace has changed. And if you're thinking and you're operating in the way things used to be, you will encounter a awakening that you may not be prepared for. So that is my goal, to help you understand that now is the time to take stock of your skills and your life experience and turn it into a digital business. Here is the sixth reason that most people stay stuck. It's the thinking of, I don't have time. When someone is working full time, it feels impossible. But building something on the side isn't about working 80 hours a week. It's about using a few focused hours to build an asset that can grow over time. And that small beginning can change everything. The folks that I work with, I help them to understand, you want to have a schedule, to have blocks of time. You're working a full-time job. So let's look at where you can pull time from. The time that you spend in the evening watching other people who are making their money, pull time from that. And we're not talking about a lot of time because you are working full-time. But if you can set blocks of time, maybe 30-minute blocks of time to start, or maybe 3 hours, 30 minutes during the week, and maybe an hour or two on the weekend. When you have structured time that you are going to focus on building this business on the side of your job, it doesn't become overwhelming. And again, we're going to pull time back that you may be wasting watching your favorite TV show or socializing all the time, So you have to, let me say this, to have anything you want in life, there will be some sacrifices that you need to make. The question is, are you willing to make the sacrifice to get what you want in the long term? So don't think about, I don't have time, because quite honestly, if we're really honest, we all know that we can pull some time back from things that are not important and essential and put that time into building something to benefit us and our families. The seventh reason, or thinking, that most people have who are stuck is, I've already invested so much time in my career. This is called the sunk cost trap. You've invested years, maybe decades, so walking away feels like losing. But here is the truth. Starting something of your own doesn't erase your career. It leverages it. Your experience becomes the foundation of your business. And don't think of it, again, as I mentioned, of losing a career. You're going to take what experience you've gained from your career or from your job, your time management, your organization, all of those skills that you have acquired from what you are doing now, You're going to take those skills and apply them in your business where they are needed. Here's a big realization I want you to really get. There's a misconception that the people who start businesses, they must be so smart or they have some other skill set or knowledge that you don't have. That is a misconception. They're the ones who stop believing the old rules, the conditioning. They have broke through conditioning. They realize the job was never meant to be their only option. And once that realization happens, everything changes. It's almost like coming from under a cloud and finally seeing clearly. I'm talking about breaking free of the conditioning of the thought of just working a job, depending on that job, even though the reality is your income can be taken away at any time by someone else. Think about that. When you have one job that is only your only source of income, you are dependent on someone allowing you to continue to have that job. And even if you lose that job, right now, it is taking on average 6 months to a year to find a job that is comparable to the income that you are making on your job. So if time lapses and you just have to take a job, you may end up taking a job that is less than what you are currently making. And as a result, your budget is dependent on the income that you have coming in. But if you take a job that is less, your bills are the same, you have a shortfall there. So I am encouraging you to start a business on the side of your job to build additional income, to have the income in the event that you're laid off, or if your goal is to break out of the conditioning to only depend on a job. The new conditioning is to think of having your own business. So that would be a strategy to start the business, to build it on the side. If you choose to pivot, then you would continue to build that business where you can transition from your job. So this is exactly why it is important for you to start thinking of a digital business on the side of your job. Let go of that thinking, the conditioning that you have had, because when you start a business on the side of your job, it allows you to test your ideals safely, build income streams gradually, and create options before making big decisions. It's not about quitting tomorrow. I am absolutely not saying that. Hear me on that. We're talking about building a business on the side of your job. It is possible. You do have the time if you're honest. You pull back time from things that you are doing and you will work on building that. That is my goal, to help you do that and to help you get started, to break out of the conditioning. I have a guide that I would like to give you, and I hope that this conversation, well, I'm talking to you, that we're having will resonate with you, because the job market is changing. And I don't want you to be in a position where you don't see it coming, that you're impacted by a layoff. So again, I want to just remind you to get the guide, the free guide that I'm offering you, entitled Tap into Your Zone of Genius and Monetize It. It will help you to identify your skills that you can monetize. And there's a prompt, an AI prompt in there that I've already created for you. Plug it into Chat GPT, Claude, whatever AI tool that you are using, and it will help you to see, with the skills and knowledge that you have, how you can turn that into a business for you to start. I really, for your life experience, there are, you could become a coach or even a consultant. For the skills that you have, you could help other small business and entrepreneurs, the skills that you have from corporate, you could have other small businesses and entrepreneurs in their business. So I hope that this video has helped you to address or come face to face with some thoughts that you have that have no evidence to support them, and that you will look at starting your own digital business on the side of your job. And if you would like to chat with me, the link is also in the description below. So I hope to see you in the next video.